Machine. Right. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. Firstly, let's dive directly into the topic because we have a lot of things to discuss. I know that supply chain is a vast topic and we can't get enough of it, right? I have been working on supply chain management through IT, information technology. I have been a part of an IT MNC in India. I have been working over there for past 40, 15 years now, and I have learned a lot of things about what is supply chain, how they have implemented it with the technology, what are the ERP systems that take care of the supply chain. So I have been working with Oracle, which is one of the software which implements the supply chain model and takes care of all the aspects of it, right? So we'll just look at the basics today of what is a supply chain in a very simple term. There are very less technical terms I would like to say, and let's dive deep and let's go to the first slide. All right. Okay, what is supply chain? When we talk about supply chain, what do we understand? Like I said, in case of a pen, we have so many things. We have the raw materials, we have the body of the pen, and we have this is coming across to us. This is reaching to us near our locality, and then we go and buy it in our nearest shop, right? So this is the entire thing. The raw materials is supplied. Take the pen. The raw material is supplied by the supplier, and all the materials that are needed go into the manufacturing plant, right? And once the product is manufactured, shipped, that is which is we call as logistics, all right, which is we call as logistics, and then once it is distributed, it reaches the customer, and the customer again he has the capacity to resell it to the consumer. Okay, we'll understand the difference between a customer and a consumer shortly. All right. Okay, wonderful. Now, the supply chain consists of all the steps from the raw material till it reaches the customer. These are, what is the process of converting. In simple terms, if you put supply chain, what is supply chain? The process of converting the raw materials into the products which are ready to sell. All right. The final step is distribution, which can involve multiple different steps. All right. There will be some middlemen, right? Wholesalers, we have retailers, we have distributors, or maybe the internet also. So a lot of selling happens to internet also these days, right? So a lot of selling happens to that also. So that is also an intermediate step. That is also a part of distribution, right? And supply chain is nothing but supply chain management is nothing but it's a network of all these people coming together. We have the customer, retailers, we have the distributors, we have the manufacturer and the supplier, all of them coming together, and we are working together in synchronization, in sync is what we call as supply chain management. And if we take a supply chain for the suppliers, it may be possible that within the supplier there may be another supply chain implemented within him because he may not be manufacturing all the raw materials or supplying all the raw materials himself. He may also be outsourcing or taking from some other place some of the raw materials which are needed to supply the current manufacturer, right? So there can be supply chains within supply chains, right? So that is a possibility, right? But it is individual to the organization how they want to set it up. So it depends, all depends on that. So we said, you know, a customer and a consumer, right? So what is the difference between a customer and a consumer? Customer is the one who purchases the goods, right? Consumer is the one who is the end user of any goods or services, right? It may be service also, service industry also, right? And what is the another difference is the ability to resell. Firstly, the customer can purchase the goods and he is able to resell. But the consumers, they cannot do that. They cannot resell the product. They are only consuming it. Okay, so that is the difference. And the need for purchase. So customers, they need to purchase in order for them to use, but a consumer is a product or service. It is not essential for them to sell it. They are using it for themselves. The motive of reselling is again for resale or for consumption. It may be two of the things for customers, but for consumer, it's only for consumption. All right, and the payment terms, if we see the difference between customer and consumer, payment must be made by the customer to the manufacturer or from where he's sourcing the bigger payments will be made. But the consumer need not have to make big payments. He just have to, he can buy in retail amounts also. And he can, take part by part or little bit of what is the goods as well. A small number of goods he can purchase. And what is the target group? The individual or company can be the target group for the customer. And for the consumer, it may be one individual, one family, or a small group, right? Now, the end customer or consumer, what we call the consumer is also called as end customer. We should remember that they are not the part of supply chain. All right, just remember this: the last end customer that we call, they are not the part of supply chain. All right, this is just for our reference purpose that we use it. Now, outsourcing, what we do outsourcing, like for example, I am not making any material. I'm not, for example, let's take a pen, right? Now I am making the cap of the, let's take three parts: the cap, the body, and the refill. The cap and the body of the pen, I am manufacturing it in my plant. For example, Coach Sushma has her manufacturing plant, and I'm manufacturing that. And but I don't do the refills. I don't have the refills with me. For refills, I have to depend on a supplier, right? Now, what happens? The supplier, whenever he supplies me the refills, I have to wait for him to supply the refill, and then I can get my product assembled or get it completed, right? So this, what I'm doing is I'm outsourcing it. I'm getting the product from outside. So it is a make or a buy decision, whether I'm making the refill or I'm buying the refill. So in my case, I am buying the ready-made refill, right? So this is the difference. Now, there may be few people, there may be few manufacturers who may think that instead, once they manufacture the products, they may feel that it's not necessary for them to store it in that place. All right, so what do? They hire a inventory place. They call it as a vendor managed inventory. Okay, they hire a place, they outsource whatever they are producing the goods, they give it to somebody else. They say that vendor, please take care of our inventory, and whenever we ask for, whenever there is a stock is less in your inventory, what you're storing, just let us know, we'll produce more. And whenever it is more in your inventory, then let us know, we'll stop the production. All right. This is where it is called as vendor managed inventory. All right, it's called vendor managed inventory. Now, few manufacturers outsource, or few of them, as I said, they can produce their own goods. Now, why do we need this BMI? In, you have your staff, and they are only doing some on your they are working on your production line, they are manufacturing the product. Now they will have to take care of managing the inventory as well. So putting this extra task to the employees, you can outsource this to the vendor managed inventory VMI, and you can free them up for other tasks. You're freeing your employees for other tasks. And also, you're reducing the on-hand safety stock, right? And they will have more space, whatever is the extra inventory that is there, they will have extra space in wherever they are managing the inventory, the vendors, and they can increase the vendors also. If their products are getting manufactured in a bulk quantity, or they feel that they need another space to keep the goods, they might go in for another vendor as well. So this is where the cost also, and how they are managing the goods. They may be manufacturing multiple products, so they may opt for different vendors to keep the different stocks. Like for example, let's say a manufacturer is manufacturing chips as well as cold drinks. All right. So now what happens? He may choose one vendor for managing his chips and chips and his product, edible product, and he may choose another vendor for keeping his stock of the cold drink. So there may be multiple things that can happen over here. All right. So to the next slide. Supply chain management. What is what is the exact definition of supply chain management? Supply chain management is the management of the flow of goods and services. It includes all the processes that transform your raw materials into the final goods. All right. It involves the active streamlining. It streamlines the process of businesses' supply side activities to maximize the value that is given to the customers. And this gains them a competitive advantage in the marketplace. All right. The arena of competition slowly it is moving from instead of the competition moving from organization against organization, it is moving to supply chain against supply chain. All right. Whoever product is going to reach the market on time and on the right time. So these are the supply chain that is these are the companies whose supply chain which is on prompt on time. So they are the ones who are having the competitive advantage over others. So all the survival of business today depends on how the ability to cooperate within the supply chain, how the suppliers, the vendors, the manufacturing and everything, that all of them, how they are cooperating, the logistics, the transportation, how it is, they are cooperating with each other is what is the giving the competitive edge to the market, right? Is another definition. So it's a network of organizations that are having linkage both upstream and downstream in different processes and activities. Now, what do you think? What is this upstream and downstream? You may ask me. So we'll take that up in the coming slides. I have a picture that I can show you. All right. And every interface in the supply chain represents the movement of goods, information flow, the transfer of documents. So whatever documents are being purchased, your shipment document, or maybe your purchase order document. So whatever is the document, right? So all the transfer of documents and purchase of sale, all of this interface it represents the movement of goods, information, and the documents that are there. We'll look at it also in detail in the coming slide. What are the objectives and goals of SCM? SCM is supply chain management. So we call it in short as SCM. All right. To cut the costs. So first of all, we cut the cost. Then we increase. It increases the profits to improve the performance in relationships with the customers and the suppliers. All right. And we develop value-added services that give company a competitive edge. Right. And objective is to have the right products in the right quantities right place and at the minimal cost. All right. So it's also reduced inventory, reduced delivery times. It has reduced warehouse costs, and it helps in forecasting the accuracy. All right. Now, what do you talk when you talk about right product? What is this right product? Okay. And when you have a corporation that deals with this kind of facility must know the type of the product, the SEM cycle, the people who are manufacturing, they should know what are the type of products they are dealing with, whether it is going to melt off like an ice cream manufacturing company. So they it may if it melts off, or is what kind of temperature, like a medical industry wherein they manufacture these medicines which has to be kept at certain temperature. So what is the product that you are going to produce and how you are going to handle it and how you are going to carry it. So all of this information is necessary, and you should having the right information will give you the added benefits to correctly and professionally achieve both your period and your capitals, right? And the right customer. So all the supply chain manufacturing companies must keep in mind which is their customer, who is their customer. Like for example, they will be certain, the Kinder. If you take the example of Kinder Joy, this chocolate, they know that kids are in front of the supermarket. They are always there with the parents. This Kinder Joy is always there at the payment, wherever you make the payment at the payment counter. always the Kinder Joys are displayed over there. So they know how to attract the right customers. These are their customers, right? The children, small children are their customers. So they should know who is their customer, right? And the right place, right? And your services, the logistics must be well informed, like how much quantity should go into which place and at what time, right? It should be a methodical distribution, and there should be a strategy involved. It should reach the right place at the right time. If you have an ice cream, if for example an ice cream manufacturing company, it cannot delay more than 2 3 hours. Otherwise, whatever in the logistics, you have all the facility to store the ice cream, right? You have a refrigerator in the truck which stores, which has a minimal time that it can store for only 8 hours, or it can store for only 24 hours. After that, what happens? If you are delaying it and reaching it at a later time, then what happens? Your ice cream is melted and all your stock goes into loss. So you should always have products, the right customer, the right place, and the right time. So, do you think only these four things are enough to have your supply chain management running well? Only the right products, only at the right place, the right customer, and the right time? Is it sufficient? What about things? Can you think of some other things which are important to you? Put yourself in the shoes and think like a consumer, like a customer, and tell me what would you like to have? Would you like to have a product which is very high rate, like today? We have. You can take, for example, a packet of chips is there available to you for 20 rupees, and tomorrow it may go up to 40 rupees. So, yes, I got an answer already. Thank you for that. Yes, right. Affordable price is one. And what is the another thing that you can think of? Yes, what is the other thing that you actually? Yes, I'm getting a great amount of great quality of answers also. The right quality of product. Yes, the right quality of product. Yes, good quality, good packaging. Somebody says good quality, packaging, quality. All right. Somewhere answers, please. Yes, evening time. Yeah. All right. So let's put in our answers in the chat box. The mode of transportation, best quality and package, with proper labels, work, brochure, also the time of delivery. All right. Thank you so much for your answers. I will go and tell you the right answer. Right. So these are the things that are needed. Right. So we have already seen product, the right customer, place, and the right time. So it should also be in the right price, right? And the right quantity and the right condition. Now, why is this important? Pricing is also indispensable. They should have a suitable price value, right? Because your competition may have a chips packet, for example, has they may be selling for 20 rupees. Now you cannot keep your chips packet for 100 rupees in the same the grams that you're selling. So it cannot be very high in rate. Otherwise, how will you get that competition? You're already out of the competition if you're not having the right price. So to maintain that, you should also have a strategy in your supply chain which will maintain all of this, right? This is where it should have a right price, we say the right condition, right? This is where the provisions, right, in the right condition. As we said, if you have a chocolate bar and if it's melted, when you are having it in your hand, when it's already melted, so you will not get your competitive advantage, right? The value that you're adding is that you're supplying that chocolate in the right condition to the right people at the right time, right? All of these factors. So it should be in the right condition and the right quantity. So, for example, you have a quantity which is too much, and there is a expense which is incurred in storing of those the products. If you have too much products, too much goods are there. For storing, also you'll have a lot of cost involved there, and when you're transporting, also there will be a cost involved there as well. A lot of cost involved there as well. So you should always bear in mind what is your capacity of your supply chain. All right, and how much is the quantity needed, and at the